We're hanging out with some friends for dinner. We're going to talk with them about a question that Brittany Young commented on one of our videos and asked about.
Brittany said, I've been watching you guys for a few months now and I love your family. I'm getting married this October. We are 20 and 24 and have had quite a few people that seem to think that our age dictates if we can make a marriage work or not. I was just wondering what your best advice or words of encouragement would be to a couple about to enter marriage.
We'll get it. So you gotta show me your haircut. Look at this haircut, guys.
Come here. Show us your hair.
Tell us about that haircut you got.
Do you like it? Do you like it? Come here. I did it. I cut his hair.
Did it.
I
We
thought it would
all
be
got
fun.
haircuts, and Toby too. Where's Toby?
Toby.
Oh, he's over there playing. All the kids are playing. We're hanging out with our friends, Fight for Together, Ben and Cammie and their family, and they are gonna give some input into your question, Brittany, and then Dan and I will give some input too.
Brittany, great question. So first of all, we got married when we were 20.
I don't really buy the whole age thing that matters a ton. I mean, I don't think I'd want to marry off my 15-year-old right now, but I think it really depends on your commitment and if you're willing to put work into it. And I think a 20-year-old can decide to do that, and I think a 30-year-old can decide to do that.
I think for me, the best thing that helped us and that I've seen help people is if you find a couple that you respect that's older than you, that you go to them and you say, hey, will you help us in our first year of marriage? I think it's very easy to isolate yourself and to just try and do it all on your own. And, you know, there's issues and problems with communication and sex and big questions and buying houses and life-changing stuff. And it's so much better to not make those decisions just alone as a 20 and 24-year-old. Like, we weren't meant to figure all those things out by ourselves. Like, it would be nice to have parents, if you have parents that you can go to. If parents don't work for all those questions, someone in your community that you trust, that cares about you, whose life looks like what you want to become, start that in the very beginning. That's my kind of advice.
I think one cool thing about getting married young is that I think you're very moldable. I think you're young enough that you're not as set in your ways and you can learn, be more teachable.
I think when people are trying to discourage people from getting married too young, I think what they're really saying is you're not mature enough, and I don't think that's necessarily true. I know some people who are teenagers who are super mature, and I know some people who are in their 50s and not mature at all, right? So I think that's part of it. I think the other part of it too is like it doesn't really matter. That's not true totally, but in one sense it doesn't really matter because like the person that you were 10 years ago and the person I was 10 years ago is not the same person we are today anyway. So a lot has changed and there's no way to know who I'm going to be or who Dan is going to be in 20 years from now. So I think it's less about like really like making sure you find Mr. Right and Mr. Wrong. Mr. Wrong. Don't find Mr. Wrong. Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. It's more about like becoming the person that your spouse needs you to become and vice versa. And you're both going to change and be like, you just think about to where you were 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, and you're probably a very different person now than you were just then. And that'll just continue to happen for the rest of your life, hopefully. One thing Ben said to me a while ago when I was asking Ben for some advice is that he knows some people who are the same now as they were 30 years ago, and Ben mentioned how sad that was. And I was like, yeah, that does sound really sad. Like, I don't want to be the same person now as I am in 30 years as I am now, and so always surrounding yourself with people who can help you grow, change, mature, and become the person that your spouse needs you to be.
I think some people wait to get married because they feel like they need to like live some life experience and learn more or grow more. But if you get married, I feel like when you're younger, then you can grow together instead of two individuals that wait until they're 30. So like 10 years down the road for y'all, if you were 30 and 34, you're going to be completely different people because you're growing separately and going down completely different paths. You're getting used to living life as a single person instead of learning how to communicate and live together as a unit. And so I think if you do that younger, the ages that you are, you're going to get to grow together and see where God takes you with your marriage instead of seeing you as two separate people. Because when you become married, you're going to be one unit together.
Another thing that someone said to me a while back too is like, Tim, the longer you wait to get married, the less time you have with your grandkids, right? So if you really want to have like a multi-generational impact, not just on your kids, but on their kids, and maybe even your great-grandkids, like
my great-grandmother
get started early.
My great-grandmother was at our wedding, and I thought that was awesome to have a 4-generation picture on my wedding. And Hannah, our firstborn, was born before my great-grandmother passed away. So I got a 5-generation picture that first Christmas that Hannah was born, and that's what I asked for Christmas, was I wanted a 5-generation picture.
So who are you guys anyway?
Yeah. I'm Cammie.
And I'm Ben. And yeah, we have a daily vlog where we're trying to encourage people to talk about things like this and show people what it looks like 16 years down the line. That's how long we've been married for. So.
Yeah. We're about to leave and go home, but I want to ask those of you who will watch this channel and you have been married for, I don't know, a decade or more, I'd love to hear your advice and how you would answer that question. Comment below and let's all help each other out. Let's all learn from each other. I'm really looking forward to reading what you guys comment down there about that. Zeke has been enjoying this game called Sonic the Hedgehog on Xbox a lot lately. He's been playing the demo over and over and over again. And so it looks like I came down here and Mommy is trying to play. Are you playing? Are you guys playing together? Oh no. Is Mommy pretty good at this game? She's not? Down the home stretch, the first place. Is Mommy gonna get it? She's in first place! Yay! I'm so excited for Mommy. Can she do it? Did she get first?
Yeah!
Oh, first place!
Nobody
Good
got
job,
first.
Mom.
See, goes the first time.
You're like his
Hero.
yeah.
Video game.
Did Mommy do a good job, Zeke? What are you gonna do to get money for this game so you can buy it? You gonna do some work?
Yeah, like
That's it.
rest in the hammock.
That's not work. That's called rest. What are you doing, Hallie? We don't just give our kids money like an allowance. In our family, you gotta work for it, right, Zeke? Just like in real life, if Mommy and Daddy want something, we gotta work for it really hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you, Hallie.
I
Got my
love
kiss?
you too, Dad.
Thank you. A real quick housing update for you guys is that the house closing date is getting pushed back because the appraisal took a little bit longer than we wanted to. So we wanted to show you guys the house today, or this week, but it's not going to happen. I'll have to wait till next week instead. So until then, you guys having fun playing in bed together? It's time for Zeke to go to sleep, and Chloe, it's time for you to go to sleep too. We got to eat and then go night-night. You like hanging out with your little sister? You're such a good big brother. Oh, you rub noses together? Toby, you ready to go sleep too? Yeah, that'd be good. And people should subscribe because we're all about losing our teeth and getting wiggly teeth. Is that right? You gotta poke that tooth, make it all wiggly. Why should people subscribe?
Because we're all about becoming a family team.
And what does it mean to become a family team?
We're going to.
Wiggle your teeth? No, that's that Hannah's wiggling her teeth up there. It means working together, playing together, serving together, and doing everything together as a family, right? Supporting each other.
Yeah.
Not just trying to do everything by ourselves. Because God put us together for a reason.
Like a broom.
Like a broom? I get that, but yes. Subscribe if it's your first time here, and we will see you guys on Friday for our next vlog. See you then. Bye! 10 years ago, would you have thought that we would be coming out of the cheap movie theater with 6 kids, identical twin girls that are 6 months old,